When Sheila Pitt looked around her workplace in the late 60s, one thing stood out. She was the only woman of color in the room. She worked hard to excel at her government job, but discrimination was a constant roadblock, so she started to push for change. In the office and on the streets of our city, and on Saturday, the United Way recognized her with a Community Builder Award for that success. She invited me to her home earlier today to talk about the award. Sheila, thanks so much for welcoming us into your home and letting us see the award.
It's my pleasure.
What was your reaction? You got this award. You didn't know it was coming.
I didn't know it was coming. It was a total surprise to me. 2 or 3 days before, yeah.
How'd you feel about it when you got it?
Excited. I was really, really excited, and I even shed a little tear because I remember in those days the people who were with me, who helped me put this thing together, and some of them are here and some are gone, but they were good people.
This was more than 4 decades ago that you started this work. Did you imagine back then that you'd be here today getting this award, that the changes that might have happened since then? Could you have imagined that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I got the inspiration and I put one foot in front of the next and brought a whole set of people along with me. Willing or not, they came and we did it together.
And so what did it mean to you?
Those were wonderful years.
What did it mean to you to get that award? What was the symbolism of that?
I feel special because it's an achievement, really and truly. An achievement for not only myself, but the people who were with me through rough and tough and hard times, because it wasn't easy. Yeah. We didn't have funds to do this, and we did a lot of fundraising. You name it, bake sales, garage sales, car wash, you name it, we did it. And we raised funds to do these projects.
You helped create the first Martin Luther King Celebration Day here in Ottawa. That was sort of the beginning of your activism, but what drove you there? What was the motivation that made you want to bring that level of engagement with the community on those issues here?
Yeah, I saw in myself being here, I was with a sea of white people. At that time, not very many people were around. I remember standing in my office at lunchtime and looking up and down Bank Street, and I couldn't see one black person. And I said, where are all the black people? There's no black people around. But they were in the universities, maybe they were working in homes or whatever have you. And I said, wow, this is a community. I have kids growing up in this community, and all their peers are white, and there's no interaction with blacks and that sort of thing. And I said, you know, we may have some problems down the road. I have to equip them and equip myself to deal with what is happening around me, what I see around me.
What were the biggest obstacles to your work at that early stage in the game?
Early stage in the game, I had a few problems trying to get recognized for my talents and my work. I was always coming second until, thanks to my director, should I say this? He went on to the Public Service Commission and he said, you know, in his own words, let's say in his words, that this is the best secretary we've ever had. And each time she goes to take a test, she comes second. What's going on? Because that would make me permanent in the public service, you see?
Okay.
Yes, and I couldn't have benefits or anything at that time if I wasn't permanent. And lo and behold, the next test I took, I came first. And I got appointed. I started getting my benefits. And at that time, it was a real eye-opener for me. You know, I came here, I didn't think that I would face any, I would walk into the office like a regular person, which I am. And then I wasn't treated fairly, but I never complained. I allowed the people who saw me for what I am and what I was able to do and achieve for them and get them to speak on my behalf.
And I'm looking at this magazine. You were with the Fair Employment Practices Group. You're working there trying to make a change. There you are, make changes in the federal government, facing all these challenges every step along the way. I mean, you know, I was flipping through this magazine that you've laid out here, and I mean, some of the wording is so antiquated that we would sort of cringe by modern standards, and that yet there you are making all these changes from an early on. What do you see now that you sort of fast forward, you know, a few decades? When you look around, do you see the changes that you were hoping to implement?
I see the changes that
are we where you wanted to be?
I see more people of color in positions that they should be. They're not where they're supposed to be right now, but I've seen that change, and it's more of it. So I can say we've come a long way, but we still need a long way. We still have a long way to go. And I know it's coming. I'm seeing the change. I've seen it over these years. I've seen it.
What are the changes that you think need to happen and that you would, and what, and let me put it this way, what advice do you have to the next generation of change makers who are out there trying to build community in the ways that you have helped build our community?
Be calm, first of all. Make your plans, know what your goals are. Get your people on site, get them together, get them to trust each other, and allow themselves to be helped where help is needed. There's a lot of help out there for us to develop and to be the people we need to be or we should be, and we should take those opportunities.
Sheila, thank you so much for walking us through all the work that you've done, and huge congratulations once again for making our community a better place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the interview.